You're listening to Braless Watch, where a mother and daughter team offer their own opinions on watching TV through a feminist lens.
I'm Beth, the mom.
And I'm Lily, the daughter.
Welcome to Braless Watch, where TV watching gets a whole new perspective. Clothing is optional. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy for us, huh?
It has. But today, we are going to be talking about season 1 of George Lopez.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
The history of the show is crazy.
Is it?
The first season only has 4 episodes. We'll get into why later. There's a lot. Even for this short little bit, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So George Lopez has 6 seasons. It started in 2002, ended in 2007. The first season only has 4 episodes because the network that was running it, ABC, wanted to test it out. So how did it get started? That's the real question.
Right?
And we have to thank Sandra Bullock.
Right? I saw her name flash across the screen. I was like, really?
She's a producer. So she was looking to create a show that had a Latino storyline of some kind. And so she was just trying out different things, and she went to George Lopez's stand-up. She drove 90 minutes to get there, apparently.
Dang, okay.
So she went to his show and just loved it. Loved him. And he had done TV before, like some TV stuff just a little bit. But he didn't want to do anything that was demeaning to Latinos. So no murderers, no drug dealers, no gang members. So without any TV prospects, he continued doing stand-up. And she happened to come to the show and was looking for someone to help create a show.
Yeah.
And so she was really worried about the representation of Latinos, the lack thereof at that time, which is why she was doing this. And so with his help, as well as with the help of Bruce Helford created the Drew Carey Show, as well as was head writer for Roseanne.
Okay.
And had a great relationship with ABC. So they created the show. It was a hard sell, which is why they brought in Bruce Helford. But the show is based off of George Lopez's actual life because part of his stand-up was that.
Yeah. Interesting.
And so Benny, his mother character, is based off his grandmother, who raised him after his parents abandoned him.
Wow. My goodness. What a backstory.
Right?
Okay.
So the ABC executives were unsure of the show, which is why the first season only has 4 episodes. The second season was scheduled to only have 13, but was given an additional 9 with the success of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So audiences really liked it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously. And it's still funny today. We both laughed.
Right? Yeah. There's some good jokes in there.
There are.
Yeah. Very well written.
Mm-hmm.
Casting was fine. I don't know them very well, the people that were in it. I did know who George Lopez was.
Right.
But the others not so much.
But that's because nowadays we know who he is, partially because of the show, actually mostly because of the show.
Yeah.
And his stand-up.
Yeah.
And he has other shows now.
Yeah.
But this was his real big start.
Interesting. I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking about Sandra Bullock and utilizing the power of your station or your status or whatever, and how she did a hand up, not a hand out.
Right.
It's just a networking type situation where she was interested in correcting, what was supplied on TV.
Correct. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of TV like that. There was some in the 70s. I have to say this wasn't the first Latino-focused show. Yeah. There's a Que Pasa USA. Okay. That was one. And then there was a Chico and the Man. Okay. Yeah. So there were some. There's also New York Underground. There's several others. That was a law enforcement one. Had 2 lead POCs.
Okay.
But yeah, craziness. Sandra Bullock is the reason George Lopez exists.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised. She made a cameo.
She did. And
which we'll get
apparently
into.
She comes back. We'll talk about her character, her crazy
I
character.
will say she is one of my favorite actresses. Yeah. Good personality around, for sure. Trigger warnings. There's not very many. This is a sitcom, and it's pretty saccharine. But there are some interesting touches, let's say.
Gotta remember, it's 2002.
Right? Yeah. Okay, trigger warnings. There's lying, deceit, bullying, verbal abuse, employment stress, familial stress and conflict, inappropriate topic discussion between employees, teen pregnancy is mentioned, smoking is mentioned but not shown, alcohol, unconsented search of personal belongings, unconsented touch, nicotine patch use, financial distress, birthday stress, rumors, and executing a warrant, child endangerment, child safety.
That's not a lot. I
Not a
mean,
lot.
it sounds like a lot, but it actually isn't a lot, guys.
I mean, this is the point of trigger warnings, is to give you an idea of what might be lurking around those corners, those dark corners of topics and things that might be brushed upon, even in the guise of comedy. Yeah.
So cast?
Cast. The cast is George, who plays the father of the family. He's played by George Lopez. Angie's the wife to George, and is played by Constance Marie. Carmen is their daughter and the oldest child, played by Maciela Lucia. Max is the son and the youngest child, played by Luis Armand Garcia. Benny is a grandmother character to George. I'm sorry. She is the mother to George and is the grandmother to the children. Is played by Belita Moreno. Ernie is George's best friend and is played by Valenta Rodriguez. And I'm sorry if I said that wrong.
That's okay.
Okay.
I will say that the whole cast is actually from Latino descent, except for the actress who plays Carmen.
Yeah. Okay.
She has Albanian descent.
Interesting. All right.
But everybody else is actually has Latino descent.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious about all that, but that's probably unrelated and irrelevant to our conversation today. Did you find out any information about the theme song?
Yes. So the theme song is called Lowrider, written by American funk band War. It came out in June of 1975.
Ooh.
Right. It reached #1 on the Billboard R&B singles charts. So it does talk about Chicano culture.
Okay.
That's what it, and talks about hot rods. That's really what it's about.
Oh, okay.
That's what the whole song's
Was
about.
the band Chicano or?
I didn't look that far into it, but my
Oh.
guess is yes.
Okay.
So very popular. George Lopez even said it's the Chicano national anthem
Oh, how funny.
in 2007.
It's a catchy tune. It's stuck in my head.
It is.
Yeah.
The theme song plays for the opening credits and was present when the show aired, as well as for syndication. However, it was replaced on the DVDs due to licensing costs and only shows up in one episode
Oh my gosh.
because of licensing costs.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't afford it.
I mean, fair,
Fair, yeah. Gotta pay the artists.
right? So anyway, Lowrider.
Interesting. Okay. Did you catch anything in the opening credit, like the opening, not credits, jeez, where the cast is jumping up and down on the.
Yeah, so I found it interesting that the actress who plays Benny is sitting in a chair.
Right.
I didn't look that up. I meant to.
It's like a lawn chair too.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
It is very interesting, and there's probably some symbolism there that maybe we don't get, but and that's okay. But I found it interesting that she was also sitting when she's ambulatory. She
Right.
doesn't have any physical disabilities that I can tell.
Fun fact about the actress: she's only 10 years older than George Lopez.
Oh, how funny.
So they used like aging makeup to make her look a little bit older.
Yeah, boy, her delivery of lines is chef's kiss. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
So shall we go through the episodes?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. First episode is called Prototype.
Yeah, I was a little confused by that.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called prototype. Maybe it made more sense in the original, like if they like cut things. I don't know.
Possibly, but also prototype could be sort of a different way of saying pilot. That's how I took it.
Could be. I don't know.
Maybe this was a skit type.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be called like the test or
Yeah, right.
Something like that.
I don't know. This is a different way of using the word prototype for sure.
Right. So this whole episode, the main story is about George having to decide to fire either his mother, who works at the factory with him, at the airplane parts factory with him as an inspector, or his best friend, who works on the other side of
on the line,
on the line as
parts.
the manufacturer. And he has to decide which side to fire. We come to find out that's a test, that the owner guy just wanted to see if he would fire
Yeah, he
either
was testing
side.
his loyalties. Yeah, that was interesting.
I think his mother was proud a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she was asking for, though,
Right?
is for him to, well, in her words, grow a pair. And the thing is that she doesn't recognize George's confidence already. She's already implemented that in him. I mean, George is raised. He's
well raised.
Well raised. He's got kids. He's got a family. He's now manager. You know, he's got himself up in the ranks and everything. And she still doesn't see him beyond this scared kid or whatever she's got in her head about him.
Well, and this first episode does a really good job of explaining who each of the characters are without being
Obvious.
or forceful with it.
Right.
The writing is really good with this one.
Yeah, and they're all introduced naturally, right?
Right.
In the storyline. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the A story. The B story is Carmen. She's being teased at school for her underarm hair and swim practice specifically. And so she was skipping swim practice by saying she was on her period.
Right.
So.
Yeah. How did you feel about George's parenting through this?
I felt like he did a good job. He's a fairly good parent. He, granted, oversteps in a lot of places for the whole show.
Right.
But
little overprotective.
Right.
A little bit.
In this first episode, he does a really good job. One of my favorite scenes is when he goes in there to talk to Carmen and just pretends like he's just going to sit there and fart.
Right. Yeah. Plays a full dad moment there.
Smoke her out of her own room, basically.
Right. Okay, I'll talk.
I'll do it. God.
Okay, weirdly, I don't like deceit, and it really does a number on me, right? But one of the things I really enjoyed at the very beginning of it was your punishment is I will lie to you.
Right. And you won't know when.
And you won't know when. And so pretty much through the whole episode, she's like, was that the lie? Just never know.
Bye, Gretchen.
I mean, Carmen.
That was great.
Telling her she's adopted and all
Right.
kinds of stuff. So she's having to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah, and I found that the hair situation, he didn't teach her about the razor.
No.
She didn't ask questions. And so also punishment was using a blade that wasn't
It was dull.
this dull, probably years old. No telling.
Right.
She probably needs a tetanus shot after that. But, he let her go a little bit, like loosened the leash a bit, right? For her to just explore and do what she needed to do. And even with the lying situation, he didn't come down on her, ground her or anything like that. He wasn't really harsh on her, but it made her think about lying.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I find it interesting because of the storyline
the next
goes
episode,
on. Yeah.
Well, this episode, one of my favorite things is that within the first 2 minutes, we're talking about Carmen's period.
Right?
That's so progressive, especially of its time.
Oh, yeah. But I wonder if that speaks to the culture, the, Latino culture, and how maybe they're more open about these things. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Also, George was raised by a single mom in the storyline that we're getting, right? Mm-hmm. And who knows? She may have been completely open with him on the dangers of, getting a girl pregnant. And we find out later that he was at home until 17 and she wouldn't let him go anywhere. Right. She had a pretty strong presence in his life, and that actually could have protected him And he didn't come out ignorant of these things either.
Right.
Yeah, he was very well educated in some of those things. So
Right.
That's a testament to the grandmother in teaching those things. And he's passing some of that along.
Yeah, one of the good things that she did.
Yes. Yeah.
She did a lot of bad things too.
Questionable. Yes.
Questionable. Like when he talks about bullying to Carmen, he throws it right back to his grandmother who was a mean woman.
Right. Yeah. There's love there. You can tell. It's just it's an interesting type of love. Mm-hmm. Really kind of bristly.
Yeah.
I guess would be the
I have
right
to
way
say,
describe that.
he has a line in episode 1, George does. He says, "They don't make Hallmark cards for people like us, Mom."
Right. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Carmen's period, Max asks, "What's a period?" Because he's 10 years old.
Yes.
And George says, "A bullet we dodge," and then walks away. It's like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
He actually says, "Go get ready."
Right.
He forces him to leave.
Oh yeah, I thought he walked away. Either way, it still was a nice,
good one, yeah.
tight answer to that. So that's great.
Bullet we dodge. Go get ready. Disappear.
That was really good.
So a couple trivia things. So when we're talking about, back to Carmen's period again, when we're talking about Carmen's period, Angie mentions calling the family
Oh yeah,
for a celebration.
yeah.
Celebration of menstruation is common. It happens in many different cultures. It can be called period parties, first moon parties. It's all about the transition into womanhood.
Okay.
Yeah. Also in episode 1, Benny comes into the house and calls George Rico Suave.
Okay.
Rico Suave, we gotta go.
Gotcha.
You're
Okay.
holding up the
I didn't catch
carpool.
that, but okay.
Yeah. So Rico Suave is a stereotype for smooth, flashy Latino lover specifically.
Oh.
It comes from the 1991 song Rico Suave by Gerardo,
Okay.
an Ecuadorian-born American rapper and singer. In the song, the narrator tells of his luck with women and lady-loving lifestyle.
Oh my goodness.
So there's several different versions. There's ones in completely Spanish, and then there's one in Spanglish, mix of Spanish and English.
Yeah.
The track peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts in 1991.
Here in America?
Mm-hmm.
United States?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He also was up for several awards for it. But yeah.
Okay.
Rico Suave.
Interesting. All right. Also interesting that there's a Latino rapper.
It was an interesting song. I did listen to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you are the music buff, so that would make sense.
I did make sure to listen to it.
Is it as catchy as Lowrider?
No.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Right. Is there anything else you want to talk about in episode 1?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Edit that out.
No.
The dynamic between George and Benny.
Uh-huh.
It comes to sort of a head near the end there, where she's like pushing him to tell the true story, tell all the details behind why he needed to go through the steps to fire her or Ernie or whatever.
Right.
And he was resisting that. He didn't want to tell her the whole story.
Right.
And she was like pushing and bullying and picking on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he addresses that later in another episode, but he just takes it because that's part of his mom's communication style.
Right.
And
well, and the other part of this story that we didn't really talk about was Benny. With Benny being fired, she was gonna probably have to move in with George.
And George had to like sweet talk Angie into letting Benny stay or come stay with them.
And even though Angie and Benny don't really get along, Angie was willing to do it, and that's what you do for family.
And it's not uncommon from my knowledge, and I could be wrong, you guys can correct me, but from my knowledge, Latino families live several generations in one home.
I mean, it makes sense to me to do that, especially nowadays.
Right? I mean, that doesn't it's not confusing to me for that, especially being a family therapist, that families would want to live together and commune with one another.
Right.
Yeah. Just, even if there is conflict, that's still the better option.
Mm-hmm.
And with Benny being an older woman and,
mm-hmm.
needing that support, which she likely would say, I don't need that support.
Of
being
course
the
she
type
wouldn't.
of woman she is. Of course, this is all speculation on the character, but I just found it interesting that despite the conflict that she was creating, or the sandpapery sort of rub that she was creating or has created with her son, that she can rely on him to be there for her, and he can rely on her to be there for him.
Yeah.
Both and emotionally and physically.
Right.
Yeah. So I just found that interesting that was communicated through the show.
In the first episode.
In the first episode. And it was neatly packaged. It's not like it was, that was kind of a rough spot for me to get through because I grew up in family conflict. But, that's an interesting dynamic to me. So, yeah.
Okay, anything else for episode 1?
No.
Okay. Moving on to episode 2. Curious George. This episode, this is where George oversteps.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And this is where he just needs to listen to Angie.
Right. Yeah. Or any of the women.
Right?
Really. Yeah.
Trust your wife. Trust. Well, don't, because Benny is going against Angie, right? So don't.
But it's because she has loyalty to George.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But she also parents very differently.
She does. Yes, very much so.
So in this episode, Carmen gets a boyfriend, and George is concerned about that.
Right.
And is worried about how far that's going to go, because Carmen's 13, I think.
Well, did you see how they softened the announcement that she has a boyfriend? Angie's like, this is Carmen's friend.
Yes, friend. Which, the dude is a white guy, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, has his pants down. That was the style of back then, unfortunately.
Was it for white kids, though?
No.
Okay. Because I'm thinking that's maybe the cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
So, it could be some trigger warning there, but...
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's really funny because Benny says, put your ass away.
Right, because it's literally the way he was standing, it was right in front of her face.
That's her first line to him.
Right.
Put your ass away.
Right. And he looks very confused.
Right.
Like, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That look didn't fit him.
It didn't.
Yeah,
No.
it didn't fit him at all.
No.
But then being teenagers, you try stuff on and you
Right.
You go through those phases too. So.
Yeah. George is trying to figure out and ends up snooping on Carmen's IMs and responds as her.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Benny already set this up too, that she makes jokes about Carmen becoming pregnant before a week is up.
Right.
So it's already putting fear and doubt into George's head about what is Carmen doing in her bedroom with this boy. Right. That's going to disrupt my whole family system, right? As I know it right now. Part of that, and then there's also the fear of her growing up and being on her own.
He has a problem with that. We've established this multiple times. It comes up multiple times. Yeah. He's really worried because going back to the first episode, he mentions waiting for her to grow up before shaving, and then when she grows up, they're gonna release her in the woods,
right? Because she's grown all this hair,
right?
Yeah. It's just this from a parent, right? Parent perspective, you want to not let it go by so fast, and of course, there's always these requests like Carmen wanting her privacy and wanting the ability to shave and to fit in and all these things. And to explore these things. And of course, this episode starts out with her dyeing her hair and streaking it with red.
Which, by the way,
highlights.
That's not how you do that.
No, yeah, that whole process, I kind of giggled because I was like, well, that's TV magic for you.
Right. That's not how that works.
Right.
Her hair would be sort of damp and would need to be washed.
Right. She can't just walk in, walk out like 2 seconds.
Those are clip-ins.
Yes, they are.
That's not how that works. So
yeah,
if you're expecting to do that with your hair, that's not how that works.
Right.
Just a quick thing.
I did find it disturbing that George was thinking about these things and having such distress about it inside his own head that he then brings it up with his administrative assistant at work.
I think he wanted an outside perspective, and her character, Claudia, she's an interesting character.
Yeah.
She does seem to be very open about things. So he's worked there for 16 years.
Right.
So there's a long-standing
relationship.
relationship.
Yeah.
and they were colleagues first. He just got this managership job.
Right.
So there's still a little bit of the blurring of the lines there.
But just employee to employee, still,
it is odd,
the content of their conversation. But then, I mean, George is also talking to them about not going to, in the first episode, of course, they're talking about going to across the street to get beer during lunch. And
right.
George is like, no, can't
You're
be
not
going
to be drinking on the line anymore.
Right, exactly. So George is also in the process of changing and trying to figure out where the lines are.
That's sort of what I was getting at.
Yeah. So the conversation was inappropriate.
It's inappropriate, but she wasn't against it. She was fine.
Oh no, she consented to it. Yeah, and I think he even started out with, "Can I ask you a question?" Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And they had this conversation about asking her, the administrative assistant, when she started to have, sexual relations and things like that. And
I don't think it was specific about sexual relations. She's the one who brought that up. He was asking when her first boyfriend was and what their actions
it doesn't really matter who started it. It's
True.
an inappropriate conversation at work.
It is, but
HR would have a field day.
What I'm saying is that he didn't actively go, when did you first have sex?
Right. Exactly.
That's not the question he asked.
Right. She did offer up way more information because, she was talking about hanging out with him and her first boyfriend.
Yeah.
And how they would hold hands for hours and hours and hours.
Right.
And George is like, is that all you would do? And she's like, oh, no. When my parents went to bed.
We were on each other like little monkeys, I think
right,
that's what she
said. She said little monkeys. So, yeah. And, of course, she made this body language that implied, right, that they would do more than just hold hands.
Right.
And, of course, that, again, fear and doubt.
Add more fear. Yeah.
Just
add it. This is when he needs to talk to Angie.
Right? Yeah, especially when he's having such distress about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he gets home at that point, there's a great scene of he sends his son to go spy.
This is another thing that's so inappropriate. Like, why?
To spy on.
And poor Max is like, what would I look for? And
right?
George is like, anything that makes you feel happy, but you don't know what it's about.
Right?
Like, what?
One of my favorite lines he says is, well, son, think you're going to find the older you get, the line between right and wrong is going to move a lot.
Right. Yes. I was like, okay, yeah. Being an adult is hard.
Right.
Yes. Very much so.
But Angie's fully fine with this relationship, mostly because she's around for this relationship. She's seeing she went to the skate park with Carmen and the guy, Duncan. She was there.
Angie knows how sensitive George is to
exactly
the implications or the indications that kids are growing.
The kids are getting older.
But the thing is, kids grow and change every day.
They do.
And there are some parents, which we've seen in all kinds of episodes of different types of shows, some parents just cannot handle the growth of the child because you are having to face loss.
Right.
Because the day before, you fit your shoes, you were slurring your words because you tried to figure out how to say them, and then the next day you're like completely full vocabulary and have 5 pairs of shoes or whatever. Right. So yeah, it just seems like time just jumps,
slips,
and slips away. And when you're actively involved in watching another human grow before your eyes, it's really hard to keep up with the loss of the day before.
Right.
When you're trying to look for the future.
Right.
Yeah. That transition's really hard.
So he invades her privacy and uses this I am
couple of times
to respond to Duncan first, and then Carmen catches him.
Yep.
Angie gets mad.
Well, this is after he stormed into her room without knocking.
Right. He does scare Duncan.
Right.
He does scare Duncan.
Which is the whole point.
Fair. One of my favorite things is when he leaves and says, "Don't sit on the bed."
Right.
As he sits on the bed.
Right. And
he stands right back up.
Right. He's like, how did you watch that?
How did you see that? In this episode, though, after Carmen catches him IMing Duncan as her, she says, "You're the worst dad." And he responds with, "I'm not Macaulay Culkin's dad." And OJ is still out there.
Oh my God.
So OJ has 5 kids. I did look that up.
Oh yeah.
We all know what OJ did. I'm not going to go into that.
Not appropriate.
Right? It's not important. But the Macaulay Culkin one is not as famous, well known, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So he took his parents to court when he was 15.
Okay. I was trying to remember the story.
Yeah. He took his parents to court to legally remove him from his fortune, specifically his trust fund, and to take control back over his career.
At 15?
At 15.
Wow.
Because...
He had to grow up fast.
Yes.
Jeez.
He grew up really fast.
And to have parents that exploit you.
He filed for a petition to have his father and his mother removed from his $40 million trust. And it got switched hands, so his family accountant handled everything until he was 18. The legal action was triggered by his father, Kit Culkin, his father, alleged abuse, physical and mental, as well as a custody battle between his two parents because his parents weren't married. And then his desire to escape the pressure of child stardom because he didn't want to be famous anymore and wanted a normal life.
I think he's finally found some normalcy.
Yes.
Now.
He's got 2 kids now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember who he's married to, but...
Brenda Song.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Another child actress.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's his whole story. But that was when he was 15, and he became a star really, really young.
Yeah.
Part of what he said was that he became what his father wanted to be. So, and that's part of the reason.
That's a repeated story for many child actors.
His father had 8 children, and I don't think any of them talked to him.
Well, let's speak some volumes there.
Right. Macaulay Culkin does have siblings who are also famous as well.
No, did not know that.
Kieran Culkin is also famous.
Okay.
I can't remember the other one.
Okay.
Anyway, moving back into the episode.
Now that Duncan is properly scared.
Right. And so Angie comes back, and George is in trouble with Angie. Surprise, surprise. She has this great quote of, "What were you thinking, George? Going on the internet pretending to be a 13-year-old girl. The FBI has a whole division looking for guys like you."
Right? Dude. It reminds me of one of the lines in another episode where she goes, "You might want to crawl up your ass and find your head," or something along those lines.
I have that quote.
Yeah.
When we get there, I'll say it.
So apparently he makes these mistakes all the time.
Right.
But I want to say, too, that he's driven by anxiety and fear.
Yes.
And also the inability to recognize the transition of loss to future. Like, he just can't seem to get across that bridge in practice, even though he's had children Carmen's 13 or whatever. So even though he's been raising kids for this long, it's still not enough time for him to practice enough to...
She is 13 because he says something, I don't remember what episode it is, but about how in 3 years she'll be 16, and he says something about not having to deal with it in 3 years. And Angie goes, What happens when she's 16? He goes, "We throw her in the volcano and we get to live forever." No.
Okay. I like how he didn't catch the quip about him having a big head. Who's big head?
Right, who's big head? And then he does catch it. He goes, "It's just my hair."
Well, after Angie looks at him.
I think it was Benny at that point.
Or was it Benny? Yeah, maybe it was Benny.
So he does it again, George does, with another...
I was so annoyed that he did it again.
I know, me too. With a classmate.
Right.
She's grounded and can't go to the party that Carmen was going to go to, that she lied to her parents about. She said she was going to the movies. So George goes to break up that party with Ernie. I don't know why he leaves Ernie behind to deal with the kids.
Right?
That was a dumb decision.
That was a little bit of a weird thing, because none of the kids know Ernie. Ernie... to them could be
he is a stranger.
He is a stranger and could be someone who could harm them.
Right.
Yeah. I guess the only connection there is that Carmen with the dad, and then dad. Yeah. So, yeah. And then Ernie inappropriately asks which kid has the hottest mom. Okay. We all know what that's about.
Right.
Rolling my eyes.
Rolling eyes, moving on. But Carmen does have a great realization, and George does too, that Carmen is growing and she knows how to make decisions for herself.
Yeah.
which is what she did, and why she was crying, because Duncan wanted more, and it was only dating her because he wanted more.
Yeah. So she's starting to learn how she's seen by others. Mm-hmm. And she realizes, hopefully in this episode too, that, she dyed her hair for him.
She did.
What else did she do for him? That would be the question. But then realizing that she doesn't have to do those things.
Right.
The world will see her, unfortunately, without those things in that vein. And she can control some of that with her own boundaries and, just being able to stand up for herself and exert that confidence and that self-autonomy.
Yeah. I have to say this episode ends really great with Carmen, Benny, and Angie all sitting around a table talking about men.
Yeah.
Benny has this line of, why are we beating around the bush? All men are scum. And then George comes downstairs and they start throwing things at him.
Throwing food.
And he says, I never know what I did.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
It's really funny.
Anything else for episode 2?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay. Moving on to episode 3. Happy birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting that Max and George's birthday are close to each other.
Yeah, they're just a few days apart or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course, Max, you can tell the character Max is looks up to his dad.
Right.
And looks to his dad on how to behave and how to approach things like this. And even towards the end, he's like, do I like this? Am I excited for this party?
Right.
And George sort of laments about that and
George has to
room.
realize why he didn't want parties in the first place. What was the point of not doing parties? And that only comes when he actually talks to Benny about the reason why.
Mm-hmm. I actually wrote that down. You give a kid a big birthday party, you give them big expectations.
Right. If you lower their expectations, they have... They'll be happy about any small thing.
Mm-hmm. Boy, yeah.
Right.
I can totally relate to that.
Right.
And then Angie tries to do something secretive for him.
Yes.
Spends money and he finds out because
and
the card
thinks it's for...
Yeah.
Thinks she's overstepping because they had a discussion about not doing a big party.
Right.
Yeah. So he gets a phone call at work, right? And $200 for party catering back in 2002 is now $360.
Dang.
Right?
That's actually not a big jump. I thought it'd be bigger.
I thought it would be too, but it wasn't.
Interesting. Okay.
For it being
23 years.
23 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still a jump, but not as big as I thought it was going to be.
Right? It's downright affordable, actually. In some circles. Wow.
Well, I mean, for party catering, $360 makes sense for me.
It depends on how many people are at the party.
It also depends on the type of catering. But anyway, so George goes through this whole thing for his birthday stuff. Angie gets mad at him because he tries to throw their vows back at her. And she's not having that. She holds her grounds on that. She's not having that. That's when she reveals that it was for him, not for Max. Yeah. And then he has to try to make it up to her.
Right. Now he has a mad wife.
Oh, very pissed off
angry wife. Yeah. Angry wife. So he got the kids roped in.
That was very funny. Them
it was cute.
Bursting in.
Right.
Couple notes.
You're gonna drive me to
a sympathetic gang member.
Sympathetic gang member. Was that right?
No. Well, so when Max comes in, he said it was a pathetic gang member. And then he yells, "Carmen, was that it?"
I don't know how the actors didn't laugh because that's funny.
That was very good. That was very, very good.
That's really funny.
Yeah, George giving Carmen notes on her performance.
One thing I like about George's arc here is that Angie forces him to look at himself through a kid's eyes. to remember what it's like to have the magic of a birthday and how your parents are, can help support having a magic of a birthday.
Well, he didn't have that.
He didn't have that. So it's hard for him to even visualize or even understand it, to comprehend it. He didn't have that kind of upbringing. So
because Benny didn't do a party, which is why Angie was going to do one.
Right. But then at the end, Angie got puffin stuff.
Yes.
And that speaks to his child self, right? That the child self that never got that magic of the fantasy of that stuff and meeting an idol or someone that you admire or whatever that you've seen on TV or
HR puffin stuff.
Right, HR puffin stuff.
So let me explain what HR puffin stuff is. HR Puffin Stuff is from a American children's television series by Sid and Marty Krofft. It was the first independent live-action, life-size puppet program following from their work with the Hanna-Barbera program, The Banana Splits Adventure Hour. The 17 episodes in total. 17 episodes were originally broadcast on Saturday mornings from 1969 to the end of 1969, September to December. So the whole show is about a shipwrecked boy named Jimmy and a talking flute named Freddie.
Okay.
Take a ride on a mysterious boat, but the boat is actually owned by a wicked witch named Velheima Witchy-Poo? I'm not sure.
Okay.
Who rides on a broomstick vehicle called the Vroom Broom.
I'm gonna have to look at pictures later.
This is from the Wikipedia, so if this is wrong, let me know.
Right.
She uses the boat to lure Jimmy and Freddie, the talking flute, to her castle on Living Island, where she intends to take Jimmy prisoner and steal Freddie for her own purposes. Nothing is explained after that. I'm not quite sure. The mayor of Living Island is a friendly, helpful, anthropomorphic dragon named H.R. Puffinstuff. All of the characters on Living Island were realized by large, cumbersome costumes or puppetry of anthropomorphic animals and objects. Everything was alive on the island, including houses, boats, clocks, candles, and so forth. Virtually any part of the Living Island sets could become a character, and usually it was voiced by a parody of a famous film star.
Oh my gosh, okay.
17 episodes of this.
Wow.
And it ran on many reruns after that. Many different
Interesting.
places.
So, yeah, I mean, reruns would have to be how it got canonized, basically, because this is obscure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Side jaunt for
it was picked up
to be in this show, this particular episode.
Right. It was picked up by NBC to be rerun. It was picked up by a couple different other places to be rerun.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have more questions, but again, not appropriate for this conversation.
What?
But I wonder now, too, how is it associated with George Lopez, the actual person?
Have no idea. It may be one of his when he was younger.
Yeah, maybe.
One of his favorites.
It is super obscure. I didn't know. I mean, I recognized the puppet, but it didn't bring any memories forward. So I may have glanced or saw.
Right.
So maybe I was in a Kmart one time and it was on or something.
I mean, they might have done some dolls. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that's also possible. So
anyway, that is H.R. Puffinstuff.
Interesting.
The mayor of Living Island.
Okay. Where everything is alive.
Apparently.
I mean, when you said that, there were a lot of other kids shows that came to mind.
Right.
Or that also still
I'm just interested
available.
in it being life-size puppet program.
Yeah, well, in that regard, I was thinking the Wiggles, Teletubbies, there's all kinds of these, Barney, there's all kinds of other ones that have come after.
Oh, yeah.
Where humans are dressed as these things.
Yeah, so I will have to look into this further, but as I kept reading, I was like, oh my god, this is getting weirder and weirder. I need to know more, but...
Is this like Alice in Wonderland where you think that the author's high?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Not that they are, it's just that you think they are.
Right?
Where did this come from?
Anyway, so Angie gets a puppet of H.R. Puffinstuff, and George actually has a great birthday party.
He does, and wants to continue dancing and basically playing.
He wants more money.
Yeah, that's
Do you take credit cards? So something we haven't talked about for episode 3, Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock makes a cameo.
She does.
And she is super cute in it.
Is it Accident Prone Amy?
Yeah.
Accident Amy?
Accident Amy, yeah. Yeah, poor Amy.
One of my favorite lines is George asks, "Damn, Amy, how old are you?" And Amy says, 30. George goes, "How?"
Right. How'd you make it this far?
How? Because she answers the phone with the fan.
Right.
She gets stabbed with the thorns and the roses that were given to her.
Yeah.
She has a new arm, or a fixed up arm.
Right.
From her previous accident.
She bends her finger out just so it works. Or her thumb, yeah.
It was her thumb.
It works because she made it work.
Right? She made it work.
It's not quite full functioning, yeah.
She falls off the desk.
Yeah.
She gets hit by the forklift.
And then they have bloopers at the end of that.
The bloopers were great.
They were, yeah.
Yeah, especially with she's just like, "Just hit me. Come on."
And it wasn't so much Sandra Bullock acting. Like, this is a part of her herself.
It was nice to see her this way.
Yeah. Well, and it reminded me of her movie where she played the beauty queen cop.
Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, Miss Congeniality, because
she's a little bit bumbling there too.
Yeah, and she has several movies out where there are parts in the movie that require this physical comedy, and it's absurd, and it's just like silly, very silly, and I really like that part of her. And to me, it tells me that that's part of Sandra Bullock, not Amy, the character,
right?
Because it's not forced.
Right.
And we just don't get to see this much of Sandra Bullock in this comedy way. And
No.
I really love
especially nowadays
like this. Yeah. And she just hasn't really.
She doesn't lean into the comedic
She doesn't
side of
lean
things.
into it very much.
And she totally could.
But it makes it a gem when we get to see it, though.
Right.
It was super cute. Super cute.
Sandra Bullock is still an executive producer on the show. She is throughout the whole thing. But
That's crazy.
as far as I'm aware, Accident Amy does return.
That's lovely. I love it.
As far as I'm aware, because I think she's in 3 episodes in total. So,
and I love too that it wasn't just the one scenario. Like, she returned within the episode several times with different scenarios.
Right, different ways of being accident prone.
I love when she walked away with the fan as the phone, and she's like, "Okay, just like a Band-Aid."
Ow!
And then she looks in the mirror in the window, and she's like, "I got it off."
She does a thumbs up, and that's when she gets hit with the forklift.
Right, exactly.
She was gonna go change the accident sign because they had made it 31 days, a month. He wanted to be the first manager to do that.
Right.
That was his birthday gift. And they had just reached it by the time she got hit with the forklift.
I mean, his face when he walked in, she was changing a light bulb. And she's trying to explain the safety reasons of why changing a light bulb is good, but she's standing on a desk with no safety features or any kind of person
and then she
spotting
still
her.
falls down.
And she still falls down. So, yeah, it was great. It was a great present to us to have Sandra Bullock be silly on stage and be us for our enjoyment to have that part of her shown. It was really good.
All right. Anything else for episode 3? Do I have anything else for episode 3? No, I don't.
No, I think it's good.
All right. Episode 4, Max's Big Adventure.
My goodness.
Again, George oversteps and brings other people with him.
I mean, this time it's like the law could get involved.
Right. So we start off with a cameo from Jim O'Hare.
Yeah.
In his early days of acting. Jim O'Hare plays Jerry, Larry, Terry, Gary on Parks and Rec.
Yes. Yeah, I had a long-standing
role on that show.
Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He becomes main cast by the end.
He's pretty tall. I didn't realize how tall he was next to the other actors and actresses that were in the scene.
In Parks and Rec, we always see him sitting.
Yeah, for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess other actors and stuff in there are taller, so maybe there's
could be that too.
Yeah.
But I think mostly sitting because he is tall, and Amy is short.
Yeah.
Amy
Poehler.
Yeah. She's shorter, so to keep them all in the same frame,
right?
Probably
camera
makes sense to keep him sitting.
Yeah. I like his line to Ernie about the last guy.
Call him Tubbs.
That called him Tubbs. So, yeah.
Well, Ernie also says that saved him $70 for lunch. That comes out to $126 nowadays.
Holy cannoli.
I was like, how are you spending $126 on lunch by yourself?
I guess you could.
I mean, you can, but what places are you going to?
It's not McDonald's.
Right? So this episode, the main story is about Max wanting to walk to school.
Right.
He's 10 now. His birthday was the episode before.
Right.
So he's 10 now. And Angie wants him to do it. He wants to do it. It's not too far away. His friends do it. George is worried.
Again, helicopter-y kind of parent. Wants to protect his kids.
Right. Very scared. Very, very worried about him walking to school. And so they go to this play, which is the reason why Angie's okay with it. Because this play, it was about, what was it, street something?
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember the play name. It was an odd play.
I thought it was pretty cute. I was a little annoyed that, well, first of all, Benny walked out because she wanted to smoke.
That's not surprising, but yes.
Right. And then George
was
sat there
heckling.
and just, basically heckling, and then gets heckled himself from the guy behind him and is like, hey, that's my kid.
Right.
And,
the cop, the 9-year-old cop.
Right. So, yeah. And then Angie's like waving like a, proud mom. I think it's so cute. But yeah, no, I thought the play was cute.
It was cute. It was odd, but cute.
I mean, for 10-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah. Got the point across.
It did. And so George does quiz him on...
Oh my God. And then escalates the stories.
Stories
and
really
the scenario
far.
as he's presenting. And Angie's like, stop.
Right. It scares him.
Right. Then he escalates it even further.
He does.
Oh my God.
He escalates it even further by trying to show him horror movies.
Did you catch that it was on a VCR?
I did.
The technology?
The technology.
And the remotes that the kids had in the play were like these big button-y
yeah. Huge remotes. But he tries to show him 2 horror movies, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then once that one gets taken away by Angie, he mentions Leprechaun.
Right, yeah.
Which there's a couple of those.
This is what it's like when there's a bad leprechaun.
All horror movies.
I like how he starts that whole scene of, now this may be a little too mature for you.
Right?
Like,
then
you
why
might want to catch yourself right there and reel it back in.
Right? Why are you showing
question
this?
your own parenting here?
So the B part of the story, which comes up at the end of this, which is why we need to jump to that real quick, is about adding another car to the carpool because Reggie, Jim O'Hare's character, was a part of the carpool, but now he's been arrested and is probably going to end up doing 3 to 5.
Right.
So for assault.
Right.
So they need somebody else in the carpool, which I found great that they do a carpool.
Right? Yeah.
I found it great.
Yeah. It was common back then.
Yeah.
I never got to do that really. I've caught rides to like conferences and things like that, but for the most part, I never did do the carpooling thing. But it was pretty common, and it's also common to be portrayed in TV shows back in that time period. So this it didn't surprise me that was being portrayed.
I mean, it's not portrayed a lot, I will have to say.
No,
carpools are not portrayed a lot. Most of the time you see people drive their fancy car, even though they're supposed to be middle income, drive a fancy car from their big huge apartment into a parking spot that magically is in the front. That's normally what you see.
Right.
Rather than figuring out a carpool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're figuring out this carpool. They bring a new guy in. And then, now going back to the A story, George gets picked up first, early. He called the guy and make sure he got picked up early so that they could follow Max to see how he does on the walk to school. George gets the idea to have this guy try to
His name is Frank.
To try to get Frank to get Max into his car.
And Frank is driving a minivan.
Yes. A new minivan at that.
So it just sets this up.
What's really
in
funny
the different
is,
lenses of things, you're like, are you sure you want to do this?
Right. You're gonna get the cops called on you, dude. You're gonna creep Max out. There's a lot of things wrong with this. They do end up catching a kid in their weird
Little
net.
Timmy. George is like, go away, Timmy. You're gonna ruin it.
Right?
Timmy's like, I want to help find the puppy.
And then, of course, the cop guy from the beginning, who is friends with George, because their kids go to the same school, sees them and questions them. Yeah, Frank gets out of the carpool pretty quickly.
Right? He's like, I'm out and done.
This is where, after that, Angie says, George, I know your heart is in the right place, but your head is almost far enough up there to be right next to it.
Right? That's so funny. I find it interesting that Frank was even roped in that far.
Right? Or why he continued to agree to it.
Yeah, it's like he just usurped his own autonomy.
Right?
Like he had no choices or anything. Also, I mean, it could be a boss-employee thing. Like he felt like he was peer pressured or pressured
into it. Also, it was his first day doing the carpool.
Yeah. He wanted to make a good impression. Like there's a bunch of things. Yeah.
Right.
So even if you're an adult, you still have these
peer
pressures
pressure.
and peer pressure. Yeah. And it, again, lines are blurred, right? I'm doing the right thing or what that might even look like for sure. Yeah. I was trying to think of, there was something I was thinking about for this particular episode and then I lost it.
Okay, I'll sit there and think about it for a second.
They showed the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, they did show the neighborhood.
They showed the neighborhood, which seems to be a pretty nice neighborhood, which then makes me think of, okay, we didn't mention, where is this? Where are we?
So we don't know for this first season. We don't. As far as I'm aware, we don't. They never said where they are.
Yeah, because they have the carpooling. So where's the factory?
Right.
And where is the neighborhood?
So I know this is based off of George Lopez's background, and he was raised in California, San Fernando area.
Oh, okay.
So my guess, because it's based around his life, that it would be that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or near there. Yeah.
Because it's based, literally the characters are based off of people in his life.
Yeah, and it seems like based on the descriptions that him and Benny are talking about with him being raised, if it's true to life, then he grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't quite as affluent as where they live now.
Correct.
So.
Which is why he's worried, because he's thinking of his childhood where they lived next
like he
door,
said, next to criminals
and drug dealers and things like that. That was their normal.
That also makes me wonder if Benny still lives in the same house.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We never saw Benny's house.
Yeah.
We saw Benny at their house and we saw Benny at the factory.
Right.
But we never saw Benny at her house.
Right.
At least in these 4 episodes. Again, this is a really short season. So
it is, yeah.
This was a tester. It was a taste of what's to come. But yeah.
It makes me wonder who thought it would be successful. Because, I mean, I was laughing in the first 5 minutes. So that tells me it's a good show.
Right.
Typically.
I think they were worried.
Don't hold me to that, because sometimes you get laugh and then after that, dead as a doornail.
Right. I think they were worried about showing a Latino family, about being able to sell that.
As a normal, growing family with normal issues
because
that other families go through.
But every show back then was white. Most shows were white, and Latinos were side characters.
Yeah.
Every now and again, there would be a Latino main lead, but it was very rare.
Yeah.
After this show, Ugly Betty came out, which got, I don't remember if it was an Emmy. It got an award, one of the first awards, America Ferrera.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Emmy, Oscar, I can't remember. I think Emmy.
Okay. There had been Black family ones.
Correct.
That had come out.
But there hadn't been Latino.
Hadn't been any Latino. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, there were no Asian.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, both of those were still lacking in representation currently.
I mean, yeah, it's a continuing problem.
Correct. White people keep taking over. Hello.
Right?
I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
You're sorry on behalf of all the white people.
I'm sorry. We suck, I know.
Blanket apologies from the white people that actually care about these things.
Right. So that was George Lopez. Do we have anything else? I guess we should talk about a little bit of inequity perspectives real quick. So there's no LGBTQ representation
There is not.
or mention.
Right. There's not. It's heterosexually based. There's a little bit of single mom stuff.
There is that.
Benny does have a chip on her shoulder about that. We don't get the history behind it.
Not in this first season,
No.
no. Angie is a stay-at-home mom.
She is, which I find interesting, actually.
Right. I think it was supposed to show how far he's come.
Yeah, I mean,
George
as I was
has
saying, affluent, right?
Right.
With the new management job and stuff like that, we start out with, you know, Angie supporting him and saying, "Here's how you can get people to be on your side or be more."
Trying to get him to wear a tie.
Right, in a plane
airport,
parts,
in a
airplane parts factory.
Parts. Yeah,
yeah, and also too, it speaks to his ability to move up, in a world that, you know, at this time too, for sure, was promoting bachelor's degrees or any other kind of degree, or like a trade degree or something like that, or any kind of
he doesn't
training.
have
He
a
doesn't
degree.
have any of that stuff. He literally worked at the factory and worked his way up and had talent for this, and the boss basically gave him a chance. I get a little bit of the similarity where Jack, the boss, is like, I came up too, so I wanted to give you a chance. Again, we're hand up, not hand out kind of situation, because
that's the thing about
George
this show.
Earn it.
Yeah, this show doesn't really punch down.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
And
punch
I think
down
that was
at all.
intentional.
It does a really good job.
Yeah.
This show is recommend just from the first 4 episodes.
Also,
I'd continue
really
watching.
Depicts family problems that are just
Normal
basic,
problems.
general. Yeah,
they're
basic
relatable
ones.
problems.
Yeah. Not a lot of cultural stuff, cultural relevance.
There's a little bit.
There's a little bit, yeah.
There's a little bit, like with the Rico Suave, and he calls his mother
a viejo,
an old, a mean old viejo, something like that, which basically means old woman.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Is that the only Spanish word?
No, there's several more.
Was there? Okay,
Yeah.
I catch them. I live Spanish, so it's not.
Spanish is sort of normal.
I don't really catch it when it's not part of the.
Also, for me at least, I grew up not watching this show, but it was on.
Yeah.
And then
it was available to
you. It was available, and if I'd fall asleep and wake up to the theme tune, I knew exactly what was on.
Right. Yeah.
The theme is just, it's very iconic for the show.
This particular show opened doors for other actors and actresses like Selena Gomez on
it had to
Wizards of Waverly Place, and other actors and actresses later.
It had to.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just like with Freddie Prinze and Desi Arnaz.
Yeah.
So there were shows before it, but there wasn't that many. Yeah. And there wasn't ones that were.
And they were supporting actors, not part of the.
Or they were main-ish.
Yeah.
Like I Love Lucy, he was main.
Yeah. Again, hand up, not hand out.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I don't think we have anything else for the inequity.
No.
I went through my trivia already in the show, so we did all that. So we get to thank Sandra Bullock for this show.
Yeah, and George Lopez.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure George Lopez had. I was trying to catch the writers, but each episode had different writers, and George Lopez does have a high touch to the writing. Well, and you can tell some of the jokes too, and it seems like
I think they ad-lib a lot on the show.
Well, and there was a blooper where Belita had ad-libbed, and she's like, "I thought that was funny," and I'm laughing, and George is like, "Dude, you just like."
Well, and he goes
ad-libbed the whole thing. I didn't expect that. He didn't laugh at it.
Well,
but the audience was laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this was in front of. This was a set.
Yeah, it was in front of a live audience because he says, if it wasn't funny, I need to know.
Right, exactly.
He walks towards the audience. If it wasn't funny, help me.
Right.
I need to know. So, but he starred, created, produced, and wrote for this show.
I love that. I think having art like this celebrated is something that we're kind of lacking right now in 2025. And I love that we are celebrating the individual artistry that can come from things like this, especially TV, because that's the special interest of both of ours. So,
yes.
To
Gotta love our TV.
Have people have great writing, great jokes, you know, or, you know, being able to convey their lives, or at least a picture, right? And it's not a fantasy because they lived it, but it's also still not quite all true either, because it is TV.
It's TV, and it's saccharine.
It is saccharine, but it's also through a lens, so it's sort of fishbowl kind of situation where we can only see certain aspects of it. Also, the writers and actors and whoever's involved get a chance to omit certain things or add certain things to make it a little bit chef's kiss, you know.
I swear they ad-lib a lot, because especially in that first episode, with George Lopez and Carmen, when he makes the joke about it being Benny, she dies laughing, and I don't think she was supposed to.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of George Lopez's facial expressions that, me being autistic, I'm like, was that real? Was it something that he was ad-libbing to? Like, was he responding to it? And Ernie too, same thing. Like, especially the ending. How
many times are you gonna do this?
Episode 4, yeah. How many times? As long as it works.
As long as it's funny.
And then he steps in and keeps going. So after 4 or 5 times, you know, Ernie's like, keep it coming, just keep it coming till I get it in my head.
So we took another vote, and you lost. So we took another vote, and you lost.
Setting it up. It's a Charlie Brown moment. Just keep pulling the football out from underneath it.
Yeah,
good show.
Very
I was
good.
happy to do it, and I was also pleasantly surprised to get really good jokes, and very pleasantly surprised with the presence of
and it still holds up.
Sandra Bullock. Yes, it does.
It's 23 years old now, and it still holds up.
Yeah. I don't know if that speaks to the trajectory of our population, like a human growth, or
I'm not
if that
quite
speaks
sure.
to the artistry of the show.
Both.
How
about both?
Yeah.
Why not both?
Right.
So yeah.
So thanks, George Lopez, for bringing a little bit of your life to our eyeballs.
Right. So there's 6 seasons. We only watched 4 episodes the first season. Yeah.
Give it a try.
I recommend.
Yeah. Very much so. Okay, good. Find us on Blue Sky.
Definitely. Go follow us on Blue Sky. Or, you know, we're on YouTube too, and we post on all of the podcasting places. If we're not there, let me know.
Right?
Let us know. Reach out on Blue Sky.
And if we missed something.
Right?
That you wanted us to talk about.
Call us
If you have a recommendation for a TV show you want to hear about.
That too.
Yeah. Send us a note.
All right.
Sounds good. Take care of yourselves.
Love yourself.
Yeah. Have some compassion.
And
kindness.
See you guys next time. See? Question mark?
Oh my gosh.
Bye, everybody.